Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 23. So in last episode, we simulated the season, and we finished 50, 27, and 5. We were the best offensive team in the entire NHL. We weren't as good like defensively, except for on our penalty kill, and our power play was solid. So it was overall a really solid season for this team. Mostly led to our top line and guys breaking out of nowhere. Like, look at this. Ricardo Hartnell had a 55-goal season completely out of nowhere. And Morgan Denny had a 64-point season out of nowhere at 25. And he might be actually the one that ends up winning a Norris this year, which is crazy. I wish I would have given this guy a long-term contract, but I feel like he would have stayed as like a 20-point guy like he was prior to this year. But he completely broke out. And more than likely, I think we're going to end up losing him to free agency this upcoming off season. Vico had a great season again, another 40-goal year, or 30-plus goal year, I should say. Like, the depth goal scoring on the team was pretty damn solid. And yeah, I'm very excited to see what our team could do in the playoffs. Hopefully we have a good year in the postseason as well. If we do not, it's not the end of the world because we at least have 2 cups. But I wasn't really sold on our goaltending performance from the regular season. Novikov led the league in wins, but his .895 and 3.2, not really that great. He did also play 74 games. So him and Pusher both have like a little bit of a short leash. And if we run into trouble early in this first round, I will likely turn to Aiden Tays again, just because Aiden Tays, for some reason, he always has good playoffs. Eventually, he's going to be doomed for a bad playoffs, but I think he is a playoff cheat code, so I want to get him in if those 2 goalies don't perform. But very excited to see what we could do in this playoff run. Hopefully, we have another good year ahead of us. And yeah, let me show you guys again Anaheim's lines, just in case you forgot. And then we'll make sure our lineup is set up the way we want it, and then we'll get into game number 1. But here is the Anaheim Ducks, mostly the same roster, I think, to last time we played them. They did bring in a couple new additions like Peltier and Godfrey from the trade deadline. They also brought in our former defenseman, Mikhail Kalinin, who won a Stanley Cup with us at one point. That was the first cup that we won. So he is there now in Anaheim, but not a great defensive core, it looks like, overall-wise. And then goalie-wise, they do still have Ricky Meyer, so they still have that solid number 1. And yeah, they have some okay depth as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who ends up coming out on top of this. Obviously, they want redemption on us for what happened last year, because we knocked him out in the first round last year in 7 games. So it could be another one of those series that maybe goes 7 games, or maybe some team's just going to get randomly swept, because both of us were really close in the standings. So there's that. Let me make sure our lineup is set up, and then we will get into game number 1. So obviously the top line is going to stay the same. Yeah, forward-wise is going to stay the same. Like, Vico had like 40 goals playing third-line minutes in power play times, so eventually he might get into our top 6. Like, once Jorgensen is retired, I think he goes to the top 6 to play with like Claxton if Claxton doesn't retire, that type of thing. Defensively, we're going to keep running with this, I think. And then goalie-wise, we are going to start Novikov for game 1. And if he plays bad, then I'll start Pusher for game 2. If Pusher plays bad in his first game, Aiden Tays. Just based on his last 2 playoffs, he has been absolutely insane. And I would like to get him in again. He has not played a regular season game, so he has not played since last year's playoffs. So he might be a little bit rusty, but I would like to get him in this playoff run, or in this first round in general, just in case. This might be one of his last years in the NHL, so here, let's advance a day, and let's get into game number 1. We got home ice advantage for probably most of the playoffs unless we face a tougher team, but let's see if we could take game 1. Come on, boys. We know Anaheim's going to want redemption. Let's stop them from getting that. First period of game number 1, and it is 2-1 for us. Okay. LaRose and Hagos, so some guys that I didn't really expect to score, but good to see LaRose keep on going. And then Hagos had a solid rookie season, or not rookie season, solid 3rd season. He had like 30-something points, so he's kind of like what Reinhardt was for us for a couple years. And then Booze made it a 2-1 game. Shots are 15-9 in favor of Anaheim. Can we add some insurance to this lead? Second period, 3-2. Okay, I will take it, I guess. Godfrey tied the game up for them on the power play, but then Jorgensen scores to restore the lead for us. Shots are 28-18 for Anaheim. So Novikov's actually having a solid game here. We just got to hold on to this lead and get some more insurance in the third if possible. Come on, boys. Let's hold them off. Penalty kill early into the third period, and we managed to kill it off. That's a good penalty kill. 5-on-3 power play, and Jorgensen scores his second goal of the game. Let's go, Jorgensen. The captain leading by example, and maybe his last playoff run, last chance at another Stanley Cup. Final few minutes, and we are going to hold off the Ducks in Game 1. They outshot us 45-26, so I am impressed with Novikov's performance there. Like I said, not the best regular season numbers, but very good to start off the playoffs. So LaRose from Darby and Bouwmeester, Hagos from Bouwmeester and Sabern, Jorgensen from Darby, and Jorgensen from Parrott in Vigo. Yeah, that was good. And good to see Jorgensen picking up 2 goals. Yeah, Novikov the first star with a 9.55. Jeez. And Jorgensen's second star, Darby the third star, 2 assists. That's a pretty solid first game. Hopefully Ricardo Hartnell has a good game too, though, because he had 55 goals. The guy didn't win their Shard this year. He was 2 goals shy of tying for it. But it was 2 other guys. It was Mangone, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but I know Mangone was one of them because I remember that guy always from when we used to play the Vegas Golden Knights quite a bit in the playoffs. So we have a 1-0 series lead. Can we take a 2-0 series lead to Anaheim? Do not let them steal one of our games here, boys. Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll keep Novikov in net since he was good. First period, still scoreless. That's actually pretty good too. So shots were 13-7 in favor of us, so it kind of sucks that we didn't score a goal in that period, but at least it's even and can't complain. It's not like we're trailing. Let's see if we can find a way to break the ice in the second period. Second period, 1-0. Okay, Glenn Cross scores his first career playoff goal. Let's go, because this is his rookie season. Shots are 25-16 in favor of us. We are up 1-0 going into this third period. Let's lock this one down here. Get some insurance if possible too. Penalty kill, nicely done. And they tied up. Weeman scores on the power play. Yeah, we already given them too much power plays in this third period, so makes sense that they got through. And Morgan Denny, maybe the Norris winner, scores to give us the lead back, but Peltier ties it right back up for Anaheim. They always seem to have an answer to one of our goals. And we are going to overtime in Game 2. We went to, I think, a couple overtimes with them last year when we played them, if I remember right. Shots are 34-30 in favor of us. It's a very close game for shot-wise and goal-wise. Can we find a way to win this game and take a 2-0 series lead? Come on, boys. Let's do this. Let's do this. I haven't seen Parrott score yet, so hopefully Parrott comes through with one. Power play, come on, boys. Yeah, let's go. And it is Parrott. Oh my god. I love it when I just call on a random player and that player actually provides. It's almost like I'm a coach behind the bench and be like, hey, yo, go and get a goal. And he does it. Let's go, Parrott. Salute to him for actually listening to me. I love it when the game actually listens to me. Shots were 38-37 at the end of it, so another really good game from Novikov. I'm kind of surprised with Novikov being as good as he is right now. So Glenn Cross from Hagos and Denny from Hagos, and Parrott from Jorgensen and Claxon. 3 stars of the game, Novikov the first star, again Denny the second star, and Glenn Cross the third. Yeah, Novikov has proven himself to be a good playoff goalie right now. Last year in the playoff run we had, he was solid at times. He wasn't a terrible goalie by any means, but he wasn't the best goaltender we had in the playoffs. Obviously, that was Taze. But, yeah, Novikov was solid. So he's off to a really good start this year. And obviously I don't think I need to make any changes considering we have a 2-0 series lead. Obviously we got to win games on the road too, though. We can't just win on home ice. So let me just make sure. Let's see Novikov's stats. Yeah, he's got a 951 through 2 games. Can't ask much more of that. Yeah, we're going to keep the team as is for Game 3. This might be a really short episode depending if we're able to win games on the road here too. But let's see if we can take a game in Anaheim. If we at least take one of these games in Anaheim, we're setting ourselves up for a good scenario, potentially. Or we're setting ourselves up for a reverse sweep, which would really, really suck at this stage. But here we go. Game number 3 in Anaheim. Can we take a 3-0 series lead? Come on, boys. Show them that we're the championship team. First period. 2-1 us. Let's go. Vico scores first, and then Cato tied it up for them. So the Spike scores, of course. And then Derek Keith gives us the 2-1 lead. Good to see the top line getting a goal there too again. Shots were 14-9 in favor of us, but we have a 2-1 lead. Can we get some insurance in the second period? 3-2. Okay, this is similar to game 1. They tied it up at 2, but Ricardo Hartnell scores, so good to see him finally getting on the board. Like I said, he had 55 goals in the regular season, so hopefully he has a really good playoffs ahead of him as well. And yeah, let's see if we could add some insurance to this lead and hold them off. So far, so good. Novikov has had an okay game so far. It's not his best game yet, but maybe he'll have a really strong third period for us here. So let's see what happens in this third period. Come on, boys. Let's get some insurance. Let's get some insurance. Power play. And we do not capitalize on that one. And then he tied it up in a Spike Cato. I love his name, but I don't like it when he scores goals against us. Are we going to overtime in back-to-back games? Yes, we went to overtime last game, and we are, in fact, going to another overtime period. 25 saves for Novikov so far. So, yeah, this is definitely his worst game so far, but it's not a bad game by any stretch. We have only 3 goals on 35 shots, so it looks like Ricky Meyer's having a good game. Can we find a way to win this game in overtime as well? Can Parrott find another way to get another OT goal? I don't know who I want to call on this time. Last time I called on Parrott, and he scored. Who do we want to call on this time? Let's call on Vico. Why not? Let's see what happens in overtime. Can we take a 3-0 series lead? Come on, boys. I called on Vico. Will Vico be able to score a goal here in overtime? Penalty kill. Kill it off, please. Nicely done. Good job, penalty killers. Power play. Come on, boys. And we do not capitalize on that. Interesting. We might be going to a double OT situation here. And no, we are not. They end up winning late into that overtime as Sergei Tutin scores on the 35th shot. So a really solid game again for Novikov, but unfortunately our team could not find a way to score that 4th goal. We had 46 shots on goal, so Ricky Meyer stood on his head and he had a rebound game. And now it's a 2-1 series lead. Yeah, we definitely need to find a way to win the next one in Anaheim because they're also going to have a tie series headed home, and then it could just alternate between who ends up winning games. So Vico from Claxton and Bobkov, Keith from Bomeister, and Hartnell from Hagos and Danner. Unfortunately, Spike Cato is probably the best player in that game, other than the goaltender for them, yeah. Cato, Meyer, and Tutin. Okay, I don't think I want to make any changes yet. Has there been a line that has been really quiet so far? I don't think so. Technically, they could have a 2-1 series lead at this point, but I don't think there's any use to making any changes. Like, Hagos has 4 points to lead our team right now, and he's a 4th liner. So it's like, do we need to make any changes? Like, who's not performing? Everybody on our forward core has a point in this first round, I think. That's impressive. What about defensive core? A couple defenders don't have points, but that makes sense. Yeah, and obviously Novikov's been, pretty solid, 930 save percentage. I am going to split up Strachan and Denny, I think. Give Denny the right side just because he's more offensively inclined. Yeah, we'll try that. Just because Smith Valley has the X factor, let's see if that helps out anything. And we'll keep the rest of this same. Obviously, with the 2-1 series lead, making changes is kind of a little bit weird, but at the same time, we want to make sure we can take this 3-1 series lead here. Because we lose this game, then I feel like we might end up losing randomly 4 in a row or something like that. Because we did have some tough stretches during the regular season where we lost a couple games in a row, so hopefully that's not the case here. Here we go, game number 4 in Anaheim. Can we take a 3-1 series lead, or will we have a tie series headed home? So far, the home ice team has won every game. First period, 1-0 us. Okay, that's a good start. Bobkov scores. That's kind of funny considering he only had 2 goals in the regular season because he's like a pure passer. Shots are 16-4 in favor of us, but we have a 1-0 lead. So Ricky Meyer kind of keeping his team in the game at the moment. Can we get some insurance in the second period? I know I always ask that question, but literally most of the time we have a 1-goal lead, it seems like. Second period. Tied at 1 now as Booze ties it up. Shots are 26-13 in favor of us, but it's still 1-1, so it seems like their goaltender definitely flipped the switch, and he's definitely playing a lot better now, so that's kind of scary. But can we find a way to take the lead in this third period, or is it going to go to a third straight overtime scenario? Who knows? Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Penalty kill is start the third period, and we kill it off. Nicely done, but they score a little bit afterwards. It's Brossois. That's not good. And then Viacola scores. Now Novikov's having his worst game of the playoffs. I think I'm turning to Aiden Tays next game. Yeah, I think I'm doing that. And unfortunately, we're going to lose 3-1, and we've dropped 2 straight games here, and we have a tie series headed home. I think I'm giving Tays the next game. That was definitely the worst performance Novikov's had this playoff run so far. And I don't really trust Pusher yet because he's a young and inexperienced goaltender. An 875 isn't the worst, but I don't know. I think I need to trust Aiden Tays. Maybe it's just because I want to see him play a game again, but we'll give Aiden Tays the next game. And obviously Aiden Tays will be in net until he ends up losing a game probably. Just because Aiden Tays is the man. Which means, once again, Pusher, you're on the outside. We are going to be scratching you. Just because Aiden Tays is a channel legend maybe, but he might not be a Hall of Famer, but he needs to play at least one more game before he ends up maybe retiring in the next few seasons. Because he could end up retiring like at 33 or something like that. Who knows? And I think that's the only change we're going to make. Unless there's anything else I want to do here. I don't think so. Yeah, there's nothing else I don't think of. I'll maybe take Sabrin out. Has he been physical? No, he has no penalty minutes in 4 games as an enforcer, but I think I might take him out. But I don't have any depth in the NHL right now. Is there anybody I should call up from the AHL? Lucic, Yansevsky. Wow, Yansevsky's not growing much more. He actually has some pretty solid stats. 99 passing. Ooh, putting him next to Vico would be awesome. I might have to do that next season. Because that 99 passing next to a guy with crazy shooting categories. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Okay, I guess I'll keep the lineup the same. Yeah, I think. Yep, I think we'll run with this. And then maybe I'll go back to where it was before. Yeah, we'll run with Aiden Tays. Can Aiden Tays play his first game since last year's playoffs and give us a 3-2 series lead? Is he still the playoff GOAT? Or is he just going to have a really bad playoffs all of a sudden because he is getting older? He's definitely due for a bad playoff stretch one of these years. But who knows if it's this year. First period of game number 5 at a 2-2 series. This is a big game. Let's see what happens. Oh my goodness. There it is. That's a bad playoff start for Tays. You know it was coming eventually. I mean, he got outshot 18-7. Or our team got outshot 18-7. So 14 saves in the first period is good for Tays, but 4 goals against is not. Danner scored first, but then Kostitsyn with 2 goals, McLeod scores, and Peltier scores. If we do not have a strong second period here, we are on the brink of losing 3 straight games and also being on the brink of elimination. And then we might not be able to defend our title much longer, which is a bit concerning. Can't we get a goal or 2 at least in the second period to give us a chance? Second period, 6-2. Oh my goodness. Tays was in net for both those goals as well. Poor guy. We're getting outshot 29-15. Yeah, he was definitely due for a bad playoffs one of these years. Keith got us within 4 goals, but I don't think we're going to come back and win the 7-6. If we do, I will laugh a lot, but let's see what happens in this third period. We definitely need to make some changes for next game, though. 7-2. Man, I feel bad for Tays. He's in net for every single one of these goals. Why hasn't the coach taken him out yet? 8 goals against for Aiden Tays. Yeah, it was definitely due for a bad time in the playoffs eventually. This is his first loss in quite some time as well, considering he had 8 wins and no losses last year in the playoffs. This year, he loses his first game, allowing 8 goals, but that's probably not on him, I'd say. It might be more on the team. Jeez, like everybody on their forward core in Anaheim had points, almost it looks like. Yeah, literally everybody on the Ducks had a point except for 4 guys. And, yeah, Aiden Tays faced 43 shots. And, yeah, he had a really rough game. Holy. Okay, that experiment's done with. Aiden Tays are getting scratched, and I think I'm going to give Pusher the game ahead. Novikov's been good, though, at times. Should I go back to Novikov? But this is the one that's series clincher, so maybe I should go to Novikov. But holy crap, Taze. How bad does his playoff numbers look now in his career? It's definitely dipped down a lot, but oof. Hopefully he returns to form if we get to the second round, but we need to win 2 straight games now. Maybe Novikov just needed that day off. I'll go to Novikov for this game. If he wins us this game, he'll also be in it for game 7, but Pusher is definitely close to being probably that guy for us in the playoffs. So forward-wise, I definitely think we need to make some forward changes. So I am going to split up a couple lines a little bit. Give Jorgensen to the top line so he can play with Ricardo Hartnell. And yeah, Parrott's going to be second line, I think. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then this, I don't really know. Yeah, I think I might just keep the rest of this the same. Yeah, we're going to keep the rest of this the same. So Jorgensen to the top line because this might be the last game of his career. So might as well give him a last chance to play with Keith and Hartnell. So I think one other change I'm also going to move is Morgan Denny up to the top line. Move Danner down. Because Denny did win potentially the Norris this year. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to run with. Is this the last time we see Jorgensen in the NHL? Hopefully not. He started off this round pretty hot, but now he's kind of dipped off a lot like a lot of other guys. Hagos is still leading the team in points, and that's a concern when your fourth line center is your best player right now. So here we go. Real-time simulation, game 6. We need to win this game to stay alive and to have the chance of winning another Stanley Cup this year. We lose this game, and this team probably is going to never have another chance at winning another Stanley Cup, I think. This might be the last window of opportunity. We need to win 2 straight games. Real-time simulation. Novikov starting this one as well. We need to win on the road in Anaheim. And we do not want to lose 4 straight games here. Come on, boys. Let's get this win here. Real-time simulation. Let's get that first one. Penalty kill. Nicely done. And then they score first, and it's one of their defensemen, I think, Martinson, who makes it 1-0. That's not great, but we tied up Tate Ackers. Okay, not who I was expecting at all. 74 overall defenseman, but at least we have a tie game here. That's good that we had a response at least, and the shots are 15-12 in favor of Anaheim after 1, so pretty even period. Definitely need to find a way to get that lead, though, and also get some insurance on top of that lead, because obviously a 1-goal lead against this Anaheim team is not very much of anything, to be honest. So let's see what happens in the second period, see if we can get some leads here. Come on, boys. Come on, let's get this win here. Get it to a game 7. Oh man, Archer gives them a 2-1 lead. That's not good. Penalty kill. Kill it off, boys. Nicely done. Come on, let's tie this one up. Let's tie this one up here. Penalty kill again. Stop taking penalties. We're a little bit too aggressive, I think, on the forecheck. And it's going to be 2-1 for Anaheim going into the third. Looks like their goalie's having a good game, which is not great. Shots are 28-23. We're down by a goal. This might be the last period of playoff hockey we have in the series, I think, unless this team somehow goes back to the playoffs again next year. But stuff is going to start to dwindle from here, I think. So, real-time simulation. Who wants to keep this playoff streak alive here and force a game 7? Like I said, if we end up losing this game, we'll lose 4 in a row, and we end up obviously not repeating as Stanley Cup champions. But can we stay alive here? Come on, boys. I believe in you. I believe in you. Avery Parrott. Archer makes it 3-1 immediately into the third. That's not good. That might have closed the door right in our face because we gave up an early goal. And we're giving up way too much shots against. Vico pulls us within 1. Okay, Vico. Okay. Can you get another one for us? Come on, Vico, please. Somebody. Parrott. And, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Holy crap. I was not expecting that. Oh my goodness. Vico pulled us within 1, and with 46 seconds left, Ricardo Hartnell says, hey, stop complaining. You aren't going to lose the series. Not just yet. Not on my watch. And he forces an overtime here in Game 6. We get that next goal. We force a Game 7. Obviously, if we let the next goal, we get eliminated. But at least we are putting in a very solid effort here in the first round. All things considered. Like with our defensive core not being the best, I am impressed with how we've done in the playoffs before. So Can we get that overtime winner and steal this game from Anaheim? And in Game 7, back on home ice would be huge if we could win that too. So, come on, boys. Who do I want to call on for overtime? I don't really know, but I will say Parrott again just because I know Parrott usually steps up in biggest times possible. So, him or Jorgensen, because this could be Jorgensen's last NHL game. So, might as well give him a shot. So, here you go, Jorgensen. Let's get this win, boy. Let's get this win. Let's get this win. Let's go! Oh my goodness, Ryan Danner. Let's go. That is one of the most clutch games I think I've ever seen us have. What a game. We score late. We win in overtime. And yeah, we're forcing a Game 7 back on home ice when we looked like we were going to literally lose. Vico starts to come back. So Ackers from Parrott and Hartnell, Vico from Ackers and LaRose, Hartnell from Bouwmeester and Keith, and Danner from Claxton and Darby wins it in overtime. What heroics from this team to come back in the final 10 minutes and win in overtime. Jeez. So Archer, the first star though for them still. Hartnell, the second star. He had 5 hits as a sniper. And Ackers, the third star, had 2 points. Wasn't expecting Tate Ackers to have a good game like that, but you don't really need to know who it is going to be. It's going to be anybody on the team. It could be even the worst overall player. But we're going to a Game 7. Like I was saying, Anaheim wanted to get redemption on us for last year's Game 7. Well, this would be the perfect opportunity for them to do that. We're going to another Game 7 with them. Winner of this series will probably play Vegas, I think. But there's also San Jose and Nashville that all got onto the next round. And yeah, we're the last playoff matchup. We're the only Game 7 in this first round. Carolina's on to the next round. Same with Tampa, the Islanders, and the Rangers. Or not the Rangers, the Penguins. Oh boy. Are we ready for a Game 7 on home ice? We're going to keep the lineup the same, I guess, again, just because we got the win with it. And this could be Jorgensen's last game too, so. And if it is, that will really, really suck. But at the same time, we got to get it done, guys. Come on, let's show that we're the Stanley Cup champion. We showed that in the last game in that really, really big, bold win. Can we win on home ice in Game 7 and get to the second round after what looked like we were going to lose in 6? Let's get this done, boys. Real-time simulation again. Do we have a hero in us? Come on. Who is our Justin Williams? Probably Parrott, right? So let's see what happens here in Game 7. 5-on-3 power play, but we didn't capitalize. But Parrott does score here in Game 7. Call upon him, and he will receive the message. And Parrott scores a short-handed goal. Oh my goodness, I love Parrott so much. This guy is literally the best player of all time and from Hungary. Like, holy crap. And then Teuton pulled them within 1, which is not good. But Parrott with a 2-goal performance in the first period. 1 was short-handed. Avery Parrott literally is clutch. That's the definition of his name now, is clutch. Like Avery Clutch Parrott or something like that. I don't really know what his nickname would be, but literally this Parrott he just keeps on talking. Let's see what happens in the second period. See if we could add some insurance here, because we definitely could use some. We can't just rely on Parrott to get us the win. And Spike Cato ties the game up. No, don't do this to me, game. We had a 2-0 lead, and now they've scored 2 straight goals. Penalty kill, nicely done. Come on, boys. Let's get that next goal. Power play, and we get it, and it's Parrott. Oh my goodness. When I called on Parrott, I did not expect a hat trick in a Game 7. Avery Parrott is friggin' insane. And I just said as well, I don't think Parrott will just win us the game alone. He might be able to do so right now. But we do need other guys to step up here in this game too. So, shots are 25-21. This might be the final period of our season, depending on if we hold on to this or not. Can we close out Game 7? Let's get some insurance here, boys. That's the first step. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get that insurance marker. Avery Parrott's been a machine here in Game 7. He is definitely our Justin Williams of this series. Power play for Anaheim. We kill it off. Nicely done. Final few minutes. Final 4. Final 3. Penalty kill late in the game. We kill it off, and we win. Because of Avery Parrott, all of his goals were the only goals we scored. We win 3-2. We are going to the second round after what looked like we were going to be out in 6 games. We had a huge clutch game 6, and then Parrott scores a hat trick in game 7, and we're going back to the second round. So Anaheim gets knocked out by us back-to-back years in game 7. So Parrott from Claxton and Bouwmeester, Parrott from Danner and Keith, and Parrott from Claxton and Jorgensen. So he literally only had 1 goal before this game, and then he steps up with a hat trick in a game 7 scenario. What a guy. And Novikov had a good game, second star of the game for him, and Claxton the 3rd star. Wow. If you told me we were going to round 2 in this playoff run, I did not expect us to. So we are going to be taking on Vegas, who has home ice advantage over us. We have not played Vegas in quite some time. This is going to be an interesting one. San Jose and Nashville, Islanders and Penguins, and Lightning and Hurricanes. Let's take a look at our player stats for that first round, and then that'll be it for this. Actually, we'll take a look at their lineup, I meant, as well, and all that type of thing. Man, I am like a loss for words right now. That's why I just said that like that. Wow, okay. I am happy with how we got to the second round, but we really shouldn't have based on the plus minus. Avery Parrott was point per game, but a -6 in 7 games. Yeah, our top 6 got completely shredded defensively, but the depth scoring is really good, so we need to be a bit better on the defensive front, it looks like. But a lot of minus players. I think we might have got outscored in that first round, but we still won it. Bouwmeester had a really great first round. Denny was somehow a +7 when everybody else was like minus except for Strachan. Weird. And then yeah, Novikov was good. Taze was terrible. So Pusher might get a start if Novikov doesn't play good next round. Just because Taze might be lights out. Who knows? Yeah, that plus minus is, or not lights out, but his lights might be out on his career, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Wow. Did not expect us to get to the second round. Let me take a look at the team comparison in a regular season and playoff-wise for Vegas and us. And then we'll take a look at the rosters. So they finished only 2 points above us. We just knocked out a team that was 2 points below us. So this is going to be a close matchup, maybe 2. We are better offensively than by 13 goals. They are better defensively by 12 goals. They were better on the power play by 5.6%. Jeez. They had a really good power play, and we were better on the penalty kill. Huh. This is going to be an interesting series, I think. Might be another one that goes 7 games. Depends on their roster, I guess, too. But let's take a look at their playoffs so far. They're 4-2. We're 4-3. Yeah, we're allowing more goals than we're scoring, but we got out of the first round. And they're scoring 4 goals a game. They're allowing 3 goals a game, though, so not that great. We had a better power play in the first round than them, and we had a very similar penalty kill, but theirs was a little bit better. We are really good on home ice in the playoffs so far, but not that great on the road. Or 1-2 on the road, I should say. So there is that. Let's take a look at what these Vegas Golden Knights look like. Last time we played them in the playoffs, I think they still had that Mangone guy that won the Richard potentially this year. So I don't really know what the roster has. Probably a lot younger guys, my guess. Dante Bolt. Wow, they have a lot of X factors on this team. Just looking at them on paper. Dante Bolt, what a name. 3rd overall pick by the Minnesota Wild. Malachi Gallant, jeez. This guy always follows us around. We've played this guy so many times in the playoffs. I actually won the Stanley Cup against him. Yeah, that's right. Our first cup win was against him. That is interesting. So he's looking for some redemption. And Liam Arvidsson, who was drafted 5th overall a couple years ago. Second line, Vic Woods, who's 32 but 88. Marco Casper, Edwin Green. Why do I recognize that name? Carolina. Where was he, though? I feel like he was on a team we played in the playoffs before. No, it doesn't look like it. Unless we played Vegas on our route to our cup win, which I don't think we did. Don't know how to recognize his name, though. Third line, Darius Cardwell, Trent Calder, and Lorenzo Dawes. Fourth line, Jude Bendahan, Silas Fye, and Maxim Solovyov. That's a really good forward core. You have 3 really good lines. I mean, a little bit weak with Calder there, but swap him with Fye. Yeah, you have 4 solid lines, especially in the top 6. Defensively, they're good as well. They have Ahmed Holland. They have Silas Cardwell. And they have Darius. Silas and Darius. They must be brothers. 5 years apart might make sense. That's funny. Mark Gruel, Mateo Hunt, Cristiano Rosehill, and Shannon Manlow. So their defensive core, solid in the top two, but the top four is a little bit weak with these 278s, I'd say. And then the top six is a little bit weak with 276s, but that defensive core is okay. And goalie-wise, they have former Anchorage Ice Tiger that we lost to the Stanley Cup Finals back years ago, Harry Neal. Harry Neal. Only played 43 games this year, so it looks like their goalies are alternating ice time, but he's their starter in the playoffs. And then Devin Zinger is their other goaltender. So they have a two-headed monster goalie-wise. And in depth-wise, Grant Bollig and Olli Toivonen. So overall-wise, I don't know if we have a chance. I'd say we have probably like around a similar defensive core. But their offensive core is actually insane, especially that top six. They have a stud number one defender. Their goaltending is solid. It's going to be a really interesting round for sure. And then, like, you look at their power play units. Everybody on this power play is 87 and above. The second unit, everybody on it is... Actually, their second unit's not that good. I expected there to be more talent on it, but they're running a 77 on that power play. Just a bit weird. But, yeah. Yeah, it's a nasty top two four-man power play units. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we will take it to round 2 against the Vegas Golden Knights as we look off to pull off the upset. Damn, I can't talk. And hopefully we could get to that conference finals against San Jose or Nashville. Obviously, if we get to the conference finals against Nashville, we'd have to face like Malik Reinhart. I don't know if San Jose has any former players of ours, but I haven't seen any of these teams that far in the playoffs in quite some time. So let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.